Okay. Um, so I also married my husband in my late 30s. And so after our honeymoon, when I was 37, we started trying for a baby. And we did get pregnant right away, but I had a loss at 7 weeks. And so that is like the initiation to the journey, right? So then it starts with the supplements, the books, acupuncture, and I think I found your podcast like pretty early on, 2018 or 2019. Um, but I did acupuncture for about a year, and then she suggested Clomid. Um, oh, sorry, I'm nervous and I'm fast forwarding.
That's
So,
okay, baby. We're loving on you.
oh gosh, okay. So yeah, so at that time I did three IUIs. The doctor diagnosed me with unexplained infertility, which is kind of like a question mark. It didn't make sense. And I wasn't ready for IVF yet because I still was young and I felt very healthy. So we kept trying naturally, and then 2020, COVID, everything just kind of like goes out the window. We're working from home. I gave up on the diet. I kind of like stopped taking the supplements. We decided to get a puppy. And in my heart, I was like, okay, I'm a mom now. Like, if I can't get freaking pregnant, I'm gonna love on this dog like it's my son. And we brought the dog home on a Saturday, and then 5 days later, I was pregnant. So there's something there that I unconsciously did. So Chase was born. I was 40. Chase was born at 40 in February. And we decided at 6 months, we'll start trying for a sibling. So now I'm 41. And so back to acupuncture, do that for a year. That's when she suggests a Clomid. So now I'm 42. And again, we get pregnant right away on the Clomid, but then we have a loss. Same thing, 7 weeks. And so we did a couple, like two more rounds of Clomid the next year, and nothing worked. And I'm still just trying naturally. I feel like my body knows what it can do. It should be doing it. Like, why isn't this working? And so now I'm turning. Where am I? By the end of that year, 2023, I'm 40, 43. And I'm like, okay, white flag. I'm ready for IVF. I just cannot do this anymore. Like, faith was gone, the trust was gone. Like, let's make this happen with science. And so when we did the testing with the doctor, there was nothing alarming. The AMH was fine, levels were fine. So you think, this should be easy, right? Like, eggs meet sperm, we'll make it happen. And so we did our first retrieval in February. And after the PGT testing, we ended up getting just one embryo. And I was just like, oh, okay, let's do another round. And after that round, no embryos. We're like, what the hell? So we decide to do the transfer in May, and it doesn't take. So you're like, I'm still not ready to give up, like this has to happen. And I just want to acknowledge the ladies who are doing IVF. Like every time I got that results with like no good embryos, it's like it almost feels like another miscarriage in a way. You're like, I'm making life and it's not surviving. And it just like it hurts so bad and it's so lonely to feel that way. You don't share that with a lot of people and it's internalized. So that was really hard. But we continued. So June, we did another retrieval, no viable embryos. We do another one right away, back to back, no embryos. So I got that news. We're on vacation. The doctor calls. I'm like walking into an aquarium with my family. And he's like, he calls with this like sad voice, like, oh, I'm so sorry, we just can't do it. And it's like at your age, okay, at your age, it's just a matter of odds, just getting that good egg. And it's like, we kept doing the same thing. and getting the same result. And we were both frustrated because there was like really no change to the protocol. There was no additional testing. It was just like, well, you're responding. So we'll just keep doing this. And so we decided at that point, I'm like, okay, we need to take a breather. And so now we're in August and we get back from vacation. And now I'm like, it's really starting to settle in. Like, what the fuck? Do we just do this whole year? And we have like nothing to show for it. And I was starting to feel like, it's hitting me. And it was my birthday is in August, and I was turning 44. And my husband was asking me, like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And all I could do was cry because I was so terrified of turning 44. I felt so old. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. So I did two things. I found a new acupuncturist who did functional medicine testing, but I knew the one thing I hadn't done was work on my mind. And I had been following you, Rosanne, for so many years, and I had listened to so many of your Miracle Mama podcasts. And I knew that if I just gave it all to you and I did the work, I knew, I knew I would get pregnant. I just knew it. I was ready to dive in because I had literally could check every box like you. Supplements, steaming, mind massages, acupuncture. Like I'd done it all except this. So I started Fearlessly Fertile in September of last year. And I remember that first call. I was so nervous, kind of like I am right now, but I I remember just sharing with everyone like the conflict I was having because I was wanting to be so perfect on the journey. I wanted to have the standard of like gluten-free, dairy-free, alcohol-free. I wanted to be so clean, but I also wanted to like have a dirty martini. I wanted to live. That's my thing. So I would like be so conflicted every time we were invited to go out because it's like I want to be this way, but I want to have fun. And so you said to me on that call, which was like, what's right for me? Get clear on what's right for you and how you want to live this journey. And that was a big step. And so over the next 8 weeks in the live coaching calls, ladies, which are so powerful and so amazing when you're with a group, because you learn so much from everyone else and you unpack all the shit you don't even know that's going on in your head. Like for me, it was lack and scarcity with time and money, worthiness, um, inner child stuff started to poke out a little bit, but well, also I want to share that like after those calls, my husband and I would like go to dinner and we like debrief about the coaching. And like he wouldn't have no idea like I was feeling this way or I was internalizing these feelings and I'd also give him some of your coaching tips. So we would have these like really great vulnerable conversations and it kind of like I mean it did like bring us closer. There was like a new understanding. And so after the 8 weeks, it was just like that was not enough time for me because I had a lot of stuff to work through, you know. So I went to a retreat and then I did that 10-month Fearlessly Conceived. And I want to say the biggest breakthrough I had was at the Scottsdale retreat when I brought in kind of this mother wound inner child issue. And I really started to love on her. And that's what you said, bring her with you this whole weekend, just have her with you. And when we weren't together, I was in my room and I was just like journaling to her about her, like my parents were alcoholics. My dad died when I was young. Like I had a lot of stuff that I needed to get out and forgive her for, but it was more like that inner child forgiving my mom, not just me as an adult, but like that young person. And At the end of that retreat, you asked us to write down like a big move that we were going to do for the next 30 days. And I can't even remember what that big move was. But I also write, hey, congrats on your pregnancy. So this was in end of April. And so I remember too, like on the flight home, I was finally able to write down the things I loved about myself because you're always encouraging us to be weird and embrace that. And I was finally able to like find so much self-love for myself. And it was like freeing. It really was like, um, that was huge. So, in June, I retested the functional medicine with my doctor, and we were just like checking progress and found something else to work on. And it was like the first time I felt peace because I had decided, okay, so for the next 4 months, we're just gonna treat this one little thing, and I'm doing it for me, not for anything else. And it was like, oh, I'm taking 4 months off. No big deal because there's so much time. There is so much time, like I'm okay with that. And so this is where it gets kind of funny. So that's the beginning of July, and we're going on family vacation later that month. But Dimitri is leaving like a week earlier ahead of us. And so we're not trying to get pregnant anyways, so it's fine. Like I didn't even log when we were having sex. It didn't matter because time was on our side. And then so he leaves and I'm monitoring my ovulation with the Mira. And this month I had just like two little waves, not like a big one, not just little surges. And I thought, perfect. I'm not even trying to get pregnant this month. Anyways, this is just information I'm collecting. And so we go on vacation and I'm expecting my period to come. And then waiting another day because I have to go to the store to get the tampons. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And now it's like 2 days late. And I'm like, okay. And now my boobs are starting to like get big. And so we get home on a Saturday, and then Sunday morning, I test and I'm pregnant weeks before my 45th birthday. So, ladies, you have so much time. Do not worry about it. It can happen.
And happened naturally at almost 45.
That's right.
Wow. Wow. And tell them, Jen, were you abstaining from Sauvignon Blanc? Were you not eating oysters? What were you doing on that
No,
vacation?
I was living it up. I was doing all the things. I was enjoying myself. I was at peace. I was having fun. It was all good. So that perfectionist person, people pleasing, type A had gone, and we were just enjoying life.
Wow. And how many weeks along are you now?
I'm 17 weeks, so we have a baby boy coming in April. So we're excited. So, ladies,
Wow.
I just want to say to everyone who's on this call, like, you can do this. You can do this. You got this. Just do what Rosanne says, and you can have a baby.